Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we are going to be repotting 3 Ficus elasticas, 3 rubber trees. The first one that we have here is a ruby, I believe. Love the variegation on it. Right now I have everything that I need in front of me. I have the pots that I'm going to be using to repot the trees into. I have my soil, everything I'm going to be using. So let's get right to it. But first, I think I am going to grab a sheet. Now that we have a sheet and my hardwood is protected, I'm going to be using a piece of broken terracotta to cover my drain hole. I also brought a mixing bowl because the pot size upgrade is going to be a little bit big, but these are the pots that I have and I don't want to run out and buy different pots. So I am going to be adding just a little bit of extra perlite into my potting soil. You might notice that I am going back to the Miracle Grow because the other soil that I was paying an arm and a leg for really didn't seem to make a huge difference. And all of my plants have done fine in this. Alright, so first I'm just going to load up a little bit of the Miracle Grow. Here's my perlite. I'm just going to throw an extra handful or 2 of perlite into this. And give that a quick stir. That looks perfect. So all I'm going to do now is shake this down into the bottom of the pot. I'm probably going to need a little bit more potting soil before this is over. That's a really good start there. So I went ahead and I grabbed a butter knife, and the way I'm going to get this tree out is I'm just going to go around the perimeter of the pot and kind of loosen it up with the butter knife, slightly tilting it in. And now it should just lift right out. Trying to be gentle. And there we go. So it is definitely root bound. You can kind of see the bottom there where the roots have spun their way around the bottom. It hasn't completely encapsulated yet around the sides, but it's definitely a perfect time to repot because this tree isn't really doing much anymore. It doesn't seem super unhappy, but I think it'll be much happier with a little bit more soil. So I'm just loosening up the roots there a little bit, letting it know that it can branch out. That should be plenty. Now I'm just going to make a little hole in my potting soil in here, figure out my height. I might plant this a little low just so that I'm not overwhelming it with way too much soil in the pot here. And now I'm going to go ahead and add in the rest of my soil. One down, 2 more to go. The next one on my list here to repot is just a plain green variety. I'm not 100% sure what it's called. It's not a burgundy, but I will put that on the screen for you. And we're going to be doing the same exact thing with this as we just did with the other one.
So planting my trees like this in the pot may look funny, but it does have its benefits. First off, I am saving myself once again from having to go out to the store and try to find a pot that's exactly the right size for this tree as an upgrade. On top of that, I planted some elephant ear bulbs over the summertime in the same exact fashion, and what happened is after they put out their roots and had become root bound in the pot, I was able to then lift them out of the pot, add more soil to the bottom, and I still had the second half of the pot to be able to put it back in. So I was able to continue using that same pot, and in the long run saving money and not having to go out and buy another larger pot. So it may look funny, it may look, a little silly, but there are many benefits to potting your plants like this.
These were the pots that I had on hand, so in order to try to prevent root rot and having too much soil, I'm just planting it really low in the pot, and I'm able to do that because it's a nice tall tree. With something that's shorter and bushier, you might not be able to do that, but here I am, so that's what I'm going to do. And that one's done. Like this third and final rubber tree I actually got probably about 8 months ago. I'll give you the story once I start repotting it, but when I put it in this pot, it was already way too tight in the pot, but this is kind of what I had on hand, so I did run out. I got a really large pot for it now, so I'm hoping that it's happy and continues to grow like it has been all winter.
So the story behind this specific rubber tree plant is really interesting because the rubber tree itself is still alive and it's growing and thriving really well. And the reason why that's so surprising is because I got a message from my mom, and she had a client she was working with that had this rubber tree, and after chopping it to bits, had taken it out of its pot and thrown it in her front yard. And that was the picture I got from my mom. She asked me if I would be interested in taking it, which I absolutely agreed to. I love these rubber trees. But it was 4 days until my mom had gone back to the house and was able to actually pick up the tree. So when she did get back to pick up the tree, they grabbed it out of the front yard, potless and everything, threw it into a trash bag. It spent the day in the trash bag before being dropped off to my house, and then I quick threw it in this too tight of a terracotta pot, thinking that there was no way it was going to make it. It's got a really funky shape, and for a while I was thinking about even tossing it, but it has started to just explode with growth, and I've become really fond of it. So here I am trying to keep it around for as long as it has the will to live.
We're all finished with the repotting. Now it's time to water everything in.
My best piece of advice to anybody repotting their plant in the wintertime is to go ahead and add a drop or two of this Super Thrive into the water that you're going to be watering your plant in with. Most plants after being repotted will go through a shock period and they might drop some leaves or just kind of struggle. But when you add in this Super Thrive, and I've been using this for about 8 months now, your plants, it's like they don't even know they've been repotted. I also really like to use this Super Thrive when I move my plants around the house, or if I'm taking them from outside to inside or inside to outside. It can also be used as a fertilizer. Pretty much whatever plant I've put this on has done really well, and I haven't had an issue putting it on anything. I think the only downside to this is that it does have a bit of an odor, but it's nothing overpowering, and it does tend to dissipate within a couple of hours. Well, we're wrapping up here to the end of the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed and maybe learned something, was able to take something away. If you liked this video, please go ahead and hit that like button. Leave me a comment, let me know what your thoughts are or what you might want to see next. And please go ahead and subscribe to my channel, where I do plan on making a lot more content just like this. Have a great day, guys, and I will see you later.